Recording starts now. All right, good morning once again to everybody. Today is the 6th of April. It's our Super Tuesday. So Super Tuesday means that later at 2 p.m. we will actually have our revision. Now today's revision will be interesting because I have actually asked a lot of questions from the other GM, especially GM 11, our new batch, and they have a lot of interesting questions to ask. So I thought I'll post a question into our Telegram group chat, and if those questions really excite you, right, or interest you, then at 2 p.m. please come on board for the Super Tuesday revision. It'll be via Zoom, it'll be via Zoom, so it'll be immediate response. Okay, so let's bring up the caption for this morning, shall we? Okay, let's go. All right. Now, the thing is this, of course, another reason why I've been receiving, I'm a bit late this morning was because I received calls. Now, previously, when we were short in the market and the price goes higher, then of course, when the market goes to all-time high, people get worried, okay? And of course, they ask me what is my view, and I keep on telling them this, that if you are not able to hold the situation now, you must consider to actually flip the position or at least hedge a position, because I told them the Dow may go higher. So from 31,000 to 32,000 to 33,000, I've been advocating that, long side for now, because the market is full of money, all right? And of course, today changed. Today, we saw the all-time high on the Dow Jones, but this time around, I'm informing them that it's okay now to take some profit from the long side. So that's why you can see that they're actually booking some profit on the long side. And on top of that, I did mention that 33,500 could be a very good level for you to actually, look for opportunity to short if you want to do that. 33,500 level would be a good opportunity to short. And this morning, based on our TWB system, it does present an opportunity. So later on, I'll cover this. Okay. So rather than say I keep buying, I think today is a good time to reduce buying and also take some profit off the table, right? That will be my view for today. Okay. Now, this is the dollar April Fool joke apparently that's going on in the market, because apparently now we all know that with the Joe Biden coming in with $1.9 trillion and another $2 trillion coming in, the dollar should depreciate quite a fair bit, right? We understand this. So Economic 101 tells us that this will likely happen, but not really, because I said to you guys, first of all, I don't think there's any much more money in the treasury after the 1.9 million. So that is my first concern. Unless Federal Reserve want to again do the printing job, and of course, that would depreciate the dollar. So the thing is this, Goldman Sachs is the one that is actually creating this so-called joke around, and people are just asking the same question. Is it time to long the dollar? So you can see that on all the mainstream media, it's not a joke, it's not a grapevine, it's not a rumor, it's exactly true. Goldman Sachs access short dollar call as US yield spoils bet. Okay, so you can see that Goldman Sachs canceled its short call on US dollar. So this is actually everywhere. All right, on the Business Times at Singapore, we're talking about Bloomberg that is very reputable. So why is that so? I think it's very clear. You can see that now the implied Fed rate hike trajectory is really mounting up pretty fast. And this is only 2021. And now we're talking about 2022 and 2024. All right, but the thing is that currently now it's already surging towards there. So what I'm trying to say is this, the market do know that, right, with the economy rapidly now opening up, so-called rapidly opening up. And this will really cause a big problem, because that means that inflation will shoot up through the roof. And yes, stock market will go higher because that is what it's deemed to be, but this will create a very big problem. And if this problem keep on mounting up itself, right, then you're going to force the Federal Reserve to come even earlier. And the thing is this, the market already accepted 2022 December to have a rate hike. But you see, rate hike doesn't come immediately. Rate hike has to come with tapering. Tapering must come in first before we can actually have a rate hike. All right, taper means that, right, they have to reduce the money that's available in the market or reduce the bonds buying and stuff like that. But the thing is this, despite the news came out, right, the dollar didn't even do much different. In fact, the dollar plunged, okay? So they are telling you that the dollar itself, right, is supposed to be, the X dollar position short, right? So should we mean the dollar should go up? But if you have belief in that immediately and you didn't follow the chart, you can see that the dollar plunged instead. So that's why, guys, whatever you read in market, internet, even though it's a fantastic big news, you have to follow the chart. So if the chart doesn't really equate to what you're seeing now, you just have to, don't think that it's a cheap deal. No, There's no such thing as cheap deal in the market. There's no discount in the market. It's just because the market knows something better than, more than you. So that's why I got some friends went in to buy the dollar and they were hit. They were hit by the market. I said, why are you buying that? They tell me it's because of the dollar and the Goldman Sachs thingy. I say, no, please follow the chart. It will be much better. So that's why we need to really help one another and motivate and also push everybody's limit. All right. You will not always be strong, but you can always be brave. That's the reason why we are actually united as a family. All right. TWB may not be the biggest at this moment right now, but I believe sooner or later we will reach the level. But we are definitely the strongest in terms of our support. That's why you can see, right? I'm pretty sure no trainer in the morning do MAO with you. No trainer will do nighttime, informing you what to do in the nighttime and I'll give you the overview and stuff. I really put a lot of time and effort into this because to me, life is too short to wait. All right, I like to go things fast. So guys, end of day is I really want you guys to succeed. So that's why we want you to understand this morning MAO has its merits. But of course, if you think that this morning MAO is waste of your time, then pretty simple, you just basically don't watch. Okay, rather than make yourself unhappy, you just don't watch the morning MAO. That'll be easier for all of us. Okay, so people who want to do that, they just come on in. People that don't want that, you just stay out. It's as simple as that. Okay, all right. Flaming us on online and stuff like that is really childish and immature. Really. All right. I mean, for outsiders, they doesn't know us. I don't care. But if it's insiders, our own people, and you are not happy with certain thing, why don't just exit yourself from the group chats? Anyway, you have paid money for your causes. I have already delivered to you. The indicator is given to you. Support, I think, is quite high there. And if still cannot make you happier, then just leave. All right. Then at least our life will just all go on. Okay. So I hope that this message is very clear. And I hope that those people still, doing a little bit of flaming us online, just move on in your life. Okay. If not, if we actually go next step itself to take legal stand, it'll be ugly for all of us. Okay. All right. Thank you so much then. So our next preview is actually on the 17th of April. That's where we're going to talk about market analysis. Then after that, we go to share our system. We're still looking to aim to get our group bigger. So this time round for month of April, we look to hit our 550 packs. To date, we have about 530 now. I think so around there. We have 20 more to go for this month's target. I really wish to really move this number higher. I wish to cross 1,000 mark by my birthday, which is August, okay? And after that, hit the 2,000 mark by end of this year. This is really my personal target. So if you guys can help me, if you think that you appreciate what I'm doing every morning, then please invite your friends for this coming preview. Now, this coming preview, we will be talking about market madness, okay? Now, the thing is this is actually copied out from somewhere, from Zero Hedge, but I think it's a very good summary of what is market madness, okay? Bull markets never, ever die of valuation OH. That means that it's not about how high it goes, okay? It's the leverage blow up which triggers the deleveraging and takes the madness out of the crowd. Now, I totally agree with this. Now, look at what's happening right now in the market. Everybody now is really leveraging because the market keep on going higher. So everybody just take the current profit now and just bet on again and increase the bets. And as long as the market do not crumple, then all is good. Now, don't you realize that it's very, very close to what we saw in 2008, whereby everybody believed that the property prices in America will not collapse. So everybody keep on buying property, right? We have basically very blue-collar workers owning 3 to 4 properties. We have people, even students owning 2 properties, and they're just basically using the student loans to facilitate this. So it keep on growing. But the moment itself, right, someone triggers it, and that is where the leverage blow-up comes in. And when the deleveraging really takes over, that is where the madness will go out of control. So that is the reason why we want to talk about this on the 17th of April, about what is market madness. So if this topic really interests you, and of course from there is we can show you how our system works, then that will basically make the whole thing much easier for people to join us, okay? So it will be on the 17th of April, Saturday at 10 a.m., okay? 10 a.m. Singapore time, all right? So that's the reason why we can be telling people just take profit off the table. That's why last night I informed my friends around me. I say, come on, man, just take profit from the table. Don't stay there. I even tell Susan to tell her friends also to take profit from the table. And apparently, I think we sold quite a good price. Not the highest price, but definitely one of the better price, okay? So that is what happened. Okay, so I know it's 9:13 now. We're going to go into the market, okay? Because today we started a bit late. So I'm going to go right now to the Hong Kong market first to just do the initial. Hong Kong will open in about 2 minutes time. Now, Hong Kong is going to open later on. And because Hong Kong was off from Friday to yesterday, so which means that, right, there's a lot of catch up for Hong Kong market, a lot of catch up. So the MA itself is still going to be at the moment now at 28,800 level range. But if you tell me where could it be going higher today? Well, I think Hong Kong should be able to open somewhere around here. Okay, that means that Hong Kong should be opening about 29,500 range. Okay, I repeat, I believe that Hong Kong might be opening around that range. Okay, I can be wrong, but I'm just going to put a bet here itself. So 29,500 will be the technical level that I believe Hong Kong will open in a short moment time. All right, in about probably 10 or 50 seconds time. So this is what I strongly believe that Hong Kong should be able to open around there. So when it opens there, what should we do, right? Well, the first thing first is that I expect there'll be some profit taking. That's for sure, okay? There should be some profit taking when Hong Kong later open, okay? There should be some profit taking. That's my first take now. Okay, Hong Kong is going to open up soon. In 30 seconds time, I'm going to clear my screen and go to Hong Kong and prepare for that itself. Hong Kong day chart. Okay, okay, because you can see that now, you can see why I do that, because the KCB level is actually around there. The KCB level is about 29,500 level. Okay, Hang Seng is going to open in 5 seconds time. Let's see Hang Seng now, everybody. Hang Seng has opened. Okay, hey, am I wrong? Is something open today? Wait a minute, did I get it wrong today? Oh, yeah, I may get it wrong today. Is Hong Kong closed today? Oh, okay. Am I wrong? Hang Seng is closed today. Today is I think it's 3 days, is it? Okay, my bad. Okay, Hong Kong, I think today is closed one more day, right? Yeah, indeed. Yeah, 3 days holiday. Yeah, I remember that. I forgot. It's European that's open today. So sorry, my bad. Sorry for the waste of the excitement. Sorry, my bad. Okay, so let's continue then. Okay, yeah. Okay, thank you, Eileen and King Hua. Thank you so much. Yeah, indeed, it is a holiday. Gosh, I forgot about that. Yeah, 3 days now. Yeah, really, got confused with the European market. Okay, never mind. So, yeah, indeed, it's Qingming, correct. 3 days. Yeah, Hong Kong and China they use 3 days. Yes. Okay, because now Hong Kong have become part of China, so that's why they are following it. Okay, guys, thank you so much. Appreciate that. Apology for that. All right, so let's go to the global news right now. Okay. So first of all, Joe Biden says that the higher corporate tax will not hurt economy. I don't know how on earth can he say that, but I will just follow what the news says. So apparently it's right. Joe Biden felt that this current they're going to raise taxes for sure, and he don't think that will cause any problem. So you compare to what Donald Trump did in 2017, whereby he actually lowered the corporate tax from 35% down to 21%. Okay. So that was why it stimulated the whole entire economy, or so-called the company doing very well. The FANGs went crazy. And that was whereby you should know that the stock market go from 21,000 all the way to 32,000. All right. 31,000 to be fair. Okay. So that was the main driver. So now Biden coming in and say that, okay, let's roll back the plan and go to 28% from 21%. It's not as high as 35, but it's still going to be a dampener. And that's why he's saying that. So I will just question mark, is it if he really introduced this, and if the interest rate going up itself sooner or later, right, it's just going to be a question mark whether or not it makes any sense for people to hold into equity market. So that's the first thing that I don't really agree, but since he's a previous president, I'll leave it there, okay? Now, for Federal Reserve, right, they must really prepare themselves for this coming week. They have to explain, they have to testify. Now, the thing is this, we all know that now the economic data are really strong. Like, we have the last Friday, the NFP number is 916,000 jobs. So, of course, again, we won't know exactly how they calculated this, but it doesn't matter because the market just focus on the numbers. So now now it's very clear that, okay, economy is rising. Obviously, inflation will follow through because the last job itself already causes the CPI number to be up in February. So obviously, March TPI will be even higher. It's without doubt. So what I'm trying to say is this, then that they really must understand this. The numbers will keep on climbing because once you open the floodgate in this manner, there will definitely be increment on this thing. And when the inflation keep on growing higher, right, the Fed fund rate will even go even higher. So that will give a very strong reason for Federal Reserve to really think about what they have been saying. But of course, with Jerome Powell so adamant in his personal view, he's saying that, right, no worry, everything looks good. But you can see that, right, CPI on February is up by 1.7. It's really the biggest since a year ago. So definitely it's right. The market cannot deny this. So it's just a matter of time. And the bond market is obviously front running now, as you can see at this moment. So of course, they cannot hike rate just immediately like that. They will really stun the market. It will really send a shock wave down the market. So the only way they must do is to do tapering. And they already mentioned before, if there's going to be any tapering, they will inform first. So the question is this: when will they inform? So if you wait for them to inform, by the time you receive this news, the market already likely have taken profit. But if they don't inform, that means they lie to the market, then of course the market will not like it. So the likely is that some people will be getting some news about it or some wins about it. Then you can see the market start to taper off bit by bit. And that is what we're looking at. If the data, if there's someone wins coming out from somewhere, right, and you can see blocks of shares are being sold off, right, that is usually one of the reasons that you can suspect that, right, the tapering could be around the corner. So that's why I'm informing traders nowadays, if you want to go long in the market, just go slower in terms of lot size and do take periodic profit, all right, just take periodic profit. All right, there's some animation issue here this morning, but never mind. Now, this is something I pretty like what Yellen have said. Now, Yellen's speech recently has confirmed that US is back on world stage, meaning they're telling people that, nope, we're not going to bankroll what happened in back in the Trump administration, whereby Trump keep on advocating American first. Okay, America first. All right, apparently it's all right for Yellen. She did not name Donald Trump, but he criticized a slow response for COVID-19, says that the White House did not address the crisis. Of course, White House actually created a lot of problem with their allies. If you know what happened during Donald Trump period. And now she sent a very clear statement that the days of America first are over for now. Wow, this is a very important statement. So is it a good thing? Well, obviously it's a good thing, but of course that will ask a question here. During the time when Donald Trump was the president, he basically emphasized America first, and the stock market and the whole market really goes up, right? So the question is now, by Yellen doing this, will that actually change the stock market view? Or people will say, okay, now you're taking this view, maybe it's time for us to protect ourselves and then prepare. So that is two sides of the coin. But of course, some people say that, no, this is good because why? She's opening up to everybody now, and with more allies coming in again, things will repair and things will go even higher. So that's two sides of the coin. What do you think now, everybody? Do you think that, right, by putting America first will really push the market higher? Or do you think that it will actually taper off them? They actually will basically bring down the market. So give me an answer now, higher or lower? All right, with this statement now from Yellen, do you think that the stock market or the general economy will be higher now, or you think it's lower? Please key your answer right now while I get some water. All right, waiting for you guys to text me your answers. Okay, Adrian says it's going to be higher. Okay, good. Adrian says higher. How about the rest? Anybody else? Now, there's no wrong or right answer. Just it's matter of perception and how you view in the market. All right, if you want to ask me, my personal take is all right. It should logically be higher. Logically, all right, by logic. But of course, by trading mentality is that when the American basically enclose themselves to become a what they call what's the word called they kept to themselves, right? Okay, rather than definitely be a globalist. Okay, that's a word. Yeah, all right. Okay, so the thing is this, that created the stock market higher because everybody now had to really rely. So now if you're going to open up yourself, right, you're going to have a lot of problem again because that's whereby Donald Trump came in to actually cut away all the corners. So that is whereby by theory it can actually come down, but again by logic it's going to go up. So Joe O says that the corporation will bring overall. That is usually true. I believe that. Louis also say higher, Philip higher, Hosing also say higher. So you see, guys, now see, that means that, right, with this statement itself, all of us will think that it will go higher. And that is where the paradox come in. So let's remember this. Supposedly, this should actually bring the market higher, supposedly. But if it doesn't, right, that means the market take the other side. That is very important. So that's why we actually have this little sharing right now to let you understand that how you can see consensus versus the reality. All right. Now, last one over here itself is Bitcoin. Apparently, now Bitcoin dominance has really gone down a little bit. That's why you can see Bitcoin, although it's climbing, but it's not as fast as what the alternate coins are doing. Now, alternate coins are like, like Ethereum, this Ripple, and other stuff. All right, this morning I was talking to Winston this morning also. His portfolio basically went up by almost 15% overnight, 15%, because all the coins that he's involved in, alternate coins, are all up by 15%, 25%. I mean, this is like sleeping, and then next morning wake up, you're up by 15%. Your net worth and your net worth in your Bitcoin your cryptocurrency portfolio up by 15%. Now the going up is really incredible, very, very fast, to the point that of course it's obviously become a bit of absurd, right? But like I say, this is really part of something that everything must go to the moon level, where the bubble goes up so big before it pricks. So that's why we are involved in Bitcoin right now, because we basically see the next 6 years of cryptocurrency can be fantastic for market. But we also tell state traders to go slow, wait for a significant pullback, then we are from there again. So I want to take this opportunity to inform everybody this: as much as we are advocating cryptocurrency trading, but we also keep on reminding you that now at this junction here, go slow, because you don't want to be caught at the high level, because there's much more opportunity to buy at a lower level and then buy from the bottom to go up again. My personal take is this: I still believe that Bitcoin will cross about 80,000 level, probably by the later part of this year. Okay, maybe by this October or November. Then before that might be another round of profit taking. Okay, this is my personal take. Okay. All right, so let's look at Dow Jones. You can see the Dow Jones on the opening bell straight away because of the NFP data. Straight away, the Dow Jones gap up and trade all the way to 33,600 level. Now at 33,600 level, the high was 617 to be precise. That's cash market. We can see the Dow Jones taper off a little bit. At one moment, it did drop to 33,500 before closing at 33,527. So obviously, the S&P is going in a very incredible 45 degrees parabolic run. You can see that it's incredible. Now, this is the time whereby we have the pandemic time. So if you look at it now on the chart here, this is pandemic time, the high. This is the low of it. So you take this point, okay, and then now you just do a simple 1 times 1 there itself, right? We are just about there, very probably we can a bit more to go, but I believe that the market has already crossed the 4,000 mark, which everybody's looking at. So the average consensus is about 4,200 level for most traders, okay, or most analysts. But to me, it's all right. Before we go to 4,000 mark, 4,200 mark, we maybe will see about here. About 4,080 will be a pretty good level for the market to take some profit first, in my personal opinion. So of course, I'm not on CNBC, and I'm not going to say my point, but you can see the reason why the market is going up because of the growth in the job sector, and also people are buying on expectation. I repeat, people are buying extension on this, okay, on the on the swift economic recovery. Okay, this is something very, very important. They are buying on expectation. It's just like you buy Tesla and expect Tesla to do well. Okay, so that is the thing here. So the Dow Jones up by 370 points, and of course the S&P is higher by 1.4% and so forth. So primarily is the job data that is kicking the market, and of course the ISM also did the thing. And of course, now on the COVID front, apparently the daily record of new COVID vaccination is pushing the weekly average to above 3 million. So by theory, another 100 weeks, okay, we should have the entire America all vaccinated. All right, so that is why the market is also buoyant to this. But of course, that's not on Bloomberg. There is again some mutation on it. So we're not going to go there anyway, but just inform you yourself. Now everything seems so positive that it doesn't make any sense to be a short seller, right? That is where the market is trying to inform you. Okay. So you can see the S&P on all the mainstream media, S&P 500 set new record high due to payroll. The stock market is at high now as Tesla surges, which I have a question mark on this. And of course, close that eye. So everyone now, anybody and everyone now is all telling you that the market is going to be positive and just buy. So when everybody's on one side on the track, I just always tell you this: just watch out for the opening price. If the market is stable for the opening price, the buoyancy, the bullishness will still stay on. But if the market is trading below opening price, the question mark is this: didn't they read the news? So if they have read the news and they're still selling, that means that someone else today has become the guy who hold the patent loss. Okay, so this is something that you must always understand this. Okay, that's why we do this morning MAO, is just to gently remind you what to look out for. Okay, so let's recap what happened yesterday, shall we? So yesterday, the opening price on the Dow Jones was here. It was slightly above P2. So initially, it dropped down below P2, right? But I told you guys the KSI is actually green in color. Hence, therefore, the market buoyancy is there. So if the market goes back above P2, then likely you'll go to P1, and really it happened. It's just as simple as that. Because the market is bullish, that's why if the market cross back, it will be bullish and the market will be going up. That's why I keep on telling you guys that if you can go long in the market. So that is what happened initially. All right, so initially if you're shorted the market, there's no wrong doing that. But when it crosses above, you must cut your losses. And of course, you can see in the later part of the day, that was whereby the market basically firmed itself around there. And of course, there's a KSI jump, near to it jump. And of course, you can see the market firmed itself at P2, then it started to rally, all right? And when it rallied, it basically incredibly hit KTR +2. Incredibly, that's where it stopped there. Incredible, right? So all these data are all levels are already available in as early as 6 a.m. in the morning. And yet the market seems to know that all these levels actually exist in the chart. That's why, traditional traders, they had to draw a trend line to see where the support resistance. We don't need that because the system already draw it for you and the accuracy is incredible. That's the reason why I say our system has something that beyond. As long as we just need to follow through and believe in it, well, this is where the market is, okay? All right, so that is the Dow Jones for yesterday's market. All right, so let's just look at today's market to get an idea of today. So again, apology for this morning, boo-boo. I forgot about the 3 days now for the Qingming. All right, so let's go through this. Now, this is the Dow Jones, again, the long-term chart. All right, so you can see very clearly that is the long-term chart. So as long as the trend doesn't break, well, it's good. Again, but I want to express my very important concern. If you notice this, okay, when the Dow Jones was going up back then in February, the MA also trying again into a steepening degree. And now you can see that the degree is even sharper than the last time. So what is happening right here now? I'm going to zoom in again to take a look here. Okay. So now the MA is going to be has pushed up to about probably 32,814 level. Today's MLP will be here. Now the MLP that I have is not drawn for scale. Okay. So basically for MLP today, you can see that it's about 33,454 level around there, not drawn to scale. So as long as the market basically holds above MLP, it's fine. Now yesterday itself, right? Yesterday, you can see this MLP. So as long as the market couldn't even touch MLP and go back up, right? That's why the market is so bullish. So for today is we're getting closer to there. So who knows the market may touch MLP and then recover. Okay, that's first thing to take note of. But of course, at the moment now, the trend is still pretty strong. And you can see that the blue line is still much lower. So unless the market breaks MLP and tests the blue line, if not itself, overall it's still bullish. But now, for now, it's below OP, right? So traders, you shouldn't be buying. All right, so for the RSI indication side, it's still showing me a little bit of the divergence at the moment. So traders, you just have to take note of that. Right, so for the all-time high, we have a new all-time high. I know that it's pretty silly for me to keep on repeating this, but it's a true fact of the matter. So the new all-time high, meaning the 5% mark also shifted now. Now, earlier was 31,300 over, right? Now, because the new all-time high, the 5% now has shifted to 31,937. Weekly chart, you can see that the body of the weekly chart getting smaller and smaller, the white candle. So it's not a very good sign. Because usually when the body candle gets smaller, we do see the following week there should be some form of profit taking. So for PTP, we call this as ROC. So if this is going to be like that, it's right. I cannot help but inform you that right. If this is going to be like this for this week, example, then next week there could be some profit taking in the market. Okay, profit taking doesn't mean correction. Okay, all right. So that is my personal take right here, right now. Okay, so that is the Dow Jones. So let's look at today's market, shall we? Okay, for today's Dow Jones, let's take a look. Now, today Dow Jones is quite interesting. Look at it. Today's Dow Jones, the opening price is actually below P2. Now, below P2 is not a good sign for holders of long side. And the market P2 is 33,576. Today's high is 574. So the market can't even go up to test the P2. So that's something, a big question mark here already. And now after that, from opening price, is now trading below OP. So by right, it's a sell. But because the KSI, again, is green in color, right? So I will warn traders this, that if it comes down to KTR -1 to -2 level, and if it actually bottom out there, it could present a buy opportunity, okay? But because it's below P2, right? So traders just go slow for today's buying. All right, traders just go slow for today's buying. So this is what you can see right now on the chart view. Okay, so this is what's happening right now. The market actually missed the P2 level by 2 points. And then for the M15 chart, it shows that it now go below opening price. So if you ask me, well, I think by default, the Dow Jones to go to 33,406 is possible just because of some profit taking, okay? So now it's 33,493. So by default of normal, it is possible because now you can see the KSI at the bottom is also red in color, right? So it is possible for the Dow to test to 33,406 later today, just on profit taking alone, unless there's something else that I don't know, okay? And if that really happened, right, maybe traders, you can buy back some short position and see what to do later on, okay, guys? 33,406 will be the technical level that I believe the Dow could be hitting just for today, because based on below opening price and below P2. This is how our system works. We can inform you immediately what to look out for in the market, okay? All right. So how many of you think that the Dow today will actually hit 33,406? If you think it will hit, can you key 33,406? Just show me. All right. How many of you think that the Dow later on will come down all the way to 33,406? If you think that you come down to 33,406, please key 33,406 right now. Okay. All right. So I want to see how many of you will see that point. All right. Now, my personal view is, I said earlier, I believe that it will go to that level. Okay, so I'm going to start off with by saying that 33,406. Now, because it's very clear, its market is below opening price right now, and it's also below P2, right? And this morning, the market can't even go past P2. So, well, by right, I mean, with the market up so much, it's very clear to expect to see the market actually goes to 33,406, but it doesn't mean that it will go down further, right? So at least the temporary pullback is possible. Wow, I see so many of you looking at that. Carl, Eileen, Louis, King Hua, Jennifer, Jimmy, Fred, Kelly, Philip, all looking at 33,406. But of course, just to play the other side to be safe. Now, of course, if the Dow Jones can cross past the P2, then of course the Dow could go to a new all-time high, which is 33,657. Okay, so that is possible too. All right, just to make sure that we cover both sides. Okay, because I don't want to advocate y'all guys, oh, must go down there and then market go up. You say that, Cal, you never say. So to be very, very safe, I'm gonna say 2 times. But if you ask me, 33,406 is most likely going to happen in my perspective. Okay, so I hope that this one is very clear, and I just hope that you guys will make some money out of this. Okay, all right. Okay, so that is the Dow setup. Okay, let's look at something else. How about the Nasdaq? Now, I already tell you guys Nasdaq is a buy, and yesterday I show you, I told you about the three areas to watch out for, and obviously Nasdaq went past it. So that's why now Nasdaq, my question mark is, will it go higher? Well, if you look carefully, this is the reason why I suspected that Nasdaq yesterday will go up, because when Nasdaq was trading here, right? You can see that. I look at the left side of the screen. I notice there's a very big black candle there, and this is so delicious, right? Like chocolate, it's chocolate bar. So right, so straight away, obviously, I know that if the market is to go up, it will go and feed the chocolate bar perfectly. And you look at it now, wow, look at it. The way the market shoot up, right? Really as if that they just want to eat that chocolate bar. So straight away, I know that the Nasdaq will go there. And that was why I said the Nasdaq will hit 13,600. But after that itself, right, logically, You can see a few more chocolate bar here, but doesn't look as delicious as what you can see, right? So I suspect that today the Nasdaq will also see some form of intermittent profit taking first. I repeat, I suspect that there will be some intermittent profit taking first. Okay, but yesterday all the FANG shares went up. That was why also propelled the Nasdaq higher. So traders just take note of that. But still, if you look at it from the conventional point, the market is way above the MA30 right now. So that's why the bullishness is so strong. Okay. And of course, it's way above the MA200. So that's why the bullishness is still going to stay on for now. All right. There's no much reason for the Nasdaq to come down now unless, again, the 10-year yields shoot up. Okay. But of course, you can see 10-year yields now have came off a bit, right? Let's just bring the 10-year yield in the picture right now. Okay, let's bring in the 10-year yields picture in. Okay, so you can see that the dollar index is pretty sideways after the yesterday's selling. And for the 10-year yields, you can see that it has now went below the 1.7%. So the question is it because that Jerome Powell will be speaking to this week, that's why the yield is coming off? It is very possible. Because end of the day, the economy is doing well, right? So it doesn't make sense for the yield to drop. So obviously, in my opinion, it's a lot of manipulation. So as long as the yields are below 1.7%, there's no worry for the Nasdaq. But if the yields have to go up again, then maybe the Nasdaq will get into some form of profit taking. Now, of course, the market is always reactive. So which means that, right, they will do things before you can even think of. All right. So that is the Nasdaq for you guys. How about the the chart for Nasdaq? Let's take a look on Nasdaq today. Now, Nasdaq today opening price is between the two pivots, so likely above OP will be a buy, right? But because now there is a lot of KCB here, can you see that there's a lot of KCB here? That is at 1360, 13638, 13708, and 13762. And this morning it misses the 13638 by 1 point, 1 point only. So with the KSI green in color, it is possible for the Nasdaq to go up again to challenge the next KCB. But of course, if the Nasdaq really want to take some profit, the most I believe that there'll be some support at 13,505. Okay, 13,505. Okay, so that's the Nasdaq. S&P wise, just to show it to you, it's still mounting up, still no changes, but today there's some profit taking, as I mentioned to you. So traders, just be careful on the profit taking side. Okay, so that will be the, oh, sorry, I forgot about doing DEX today. Let's do DEX. Okay, DEX should be open today. Yeah. So I mentioned to you, DEX is going to still trade higher. So this is the MLP for DEX today at the 15,106. So at the moment now, there seems to be no reason for DEX to come down. For the market that's available, the QE money is very difficult. But in case what you're seeing on the Dow Jones now is a prelude of what will happen later on, you can see in terms of the RSI reading for the longitude. So we have not seen the RSI so high for some time. So the last time we see something like this, we did see that the DAX actually went into some form of profit taking, some form. So there were two occasions in 2019 and 2020. So today, if the DAX going to gap up, right, I strongly believe that it will happen. So if that happens, this will be a sign to consider to take some profit off the table. All right, I repeat, take some profit off the table for today for the DAX when it gap up later on. Okay, traders, just take note of that. Remember, you don't want to be caught holding the baby, right? So we just want you to consider to take some profit off the table today. Okay, all right, so this is very, very important. Do consider booking profit. All right, I'm gonna put it there. Do consider to book profits on DEX today. Okay, so I'm going to put it there and just to inform you to really consider doing this. Okay, so can you do short selling? Well, follow the rules. If the rules of engagement allow you to do that, you just do what you need to do. Okay, so it's very, very simple. We just want you to be making money. Okay, all right, so that is the DEX to share with you. Okay, so let's just go. Well, gold yesterday, well, it was basically sideways. Then after that, because of the dollar coming down, gold straight away shot up. Okay, so now gold is trading at 1730 range from the cash market. And now the news are saying that, well, because of the recovery optimism and inflation bets, hence therefore gold will be going higher because the dollar firms. Huh? We saw the dollar came down, right? Yeah, indeed. That's why I say the news itself, you have to read carefully and compare with the reality. You cannot just be what the news say and then you just jump into the market. So obviously now we see the dollar is coming down for don't know what reason. So if the dollar is coming down now, right now, right? So obviously the gold price will go up. That is a very simple thing. But the question is, will the dollar stay down? Just like I told you guys, Goldman Sachs has cut their short position, right? So if that is the case, they do expect the dollar to go up. And if the dollar goes up, then what happened to gold? That is where my point is. So yesterday for gold was pretty sideways, even though it went from bottom, it went up, right? Because the KSI is red in color, so naturally when the market opens between the two pivot, right, it is very normal for the gold to come down first, which already it did. Because the gold, the pivot 2 of 1721, and incredibly the low was also 1721. Really perfect, right? And once it hit the pivot 2, immediately the gold recover. Really, immediately the gold recover. So this tells you our pivot is really very powerful. You just have to follow and trust greatly on this. It's something very important. So you can see over here right now, when the gold is sideways, then when it came down, right? Once it goes near to the pivot, that was where it actually bottomed out. Then you can see the boys came in to buy earlier than the recovery. So that means when the market was coming down, the boys were already buying up. So that's why I tell you guys, our KSI and our market doesn't do the same thing. The KSI is on its own. That's why when the price comes down, traditional indicator will sure call for sell. But our indicator turns green. So that tells you that, right, the market is actually buying. So once it has started itself, right, you can see the gold price went up. And each time when the gold came down, the KSI turned green. And that's why, again, the gold continue its recovery. So all these tells you that, right, it seems to tell us that the gold, because of the dollar that is depreciating, that is pushing the gold, firming the gold. So let's look at gold's movement today. Now, gold is trading higher this morning. I repeat, gold is trading higher this morning. Now, you can see carefully yesterday, the Doji closed above the MA30. Now, I repeat this one more time. The last time we see the market close above the MA, the next day, the market closed below the MA. And that leads to gold coming down. I repeated that yesterday many times. So yesterday, I did tell you, if gold do the same thing, gold has to close below 1725. But you can see the gold close above 1725. So this 1725 now has become a very important pivotal point for gold. And now as long as gold stays above the OP, stays above 1725, gold could be going higher. So that's why gold is now moving upwards. All right, so that's the reason we're looking at. So for gold traders, if you're long, stay long, put SWL and take profit periodically. For those on short gold, nope, wait. Now you cannot do gold shorting, okay? At least for now, using the conventional, you shouldn't be shorting gold. Shouldn't be, not now, okay? Not say cannot short, but not now. Now, some people say they can, but the thing is this for gold now at this point, and you've known that Goldman Sachs actually now have so-called cut away their long position, short position on gold, on dollar, right? Isn't that means that the dollar will go up? Then we shouldn't be short gold right now to make more money. I say yes, by definition is correct, but you have to wait. The thing is this, unless you want to sell on discretional, then any level is good to sell. But if you want to follow by rules and actually make money comfortably, then you wait for the signal to come in. All right, this is very, very, very important. Okay. So you can see that this is why you can see the last 3 weeks, the market hit the 61.8, which is 1689. The gold price actually now try to hover. But of course, the upside is still not as strong as what it used to be. So that's why I'm saying that, right? So short sellers, you just have to, hang on, wait for a while. Don't need to worry and wait for things to really happen, okay? All right. Now, silver price, we can see silver is actually now basically turning down a little bit, but still, nonetheless, is still moving up from the 2 days ago's low. And for silver, you can see it's now the MA30 is below the MA200. So obviously, this is actually a death cross, meaning that the market has more potential downside in the market, more potential downside. Okay, the MA30, MA200 is now lower down, so there's a very thick band over there at $25 range. Okay, so overall, in my opinion, is this: as long as the dollar is actually down, the gold will go up a bit. But once the dollar finds strength to go up, okay, then that's where the gold and silver will be coming down again. So traders, you just have to watch this very closely. Kelza, Would you be asking your mom to buy gold now or wait? 100% wait. Okay, wait. Okay, I will be waiting. I won't be buying now gold. Yeah, I know that some people asking me can buy gold. I say no. I believe the dollar go up a lot. Yeah, I repeat, I expect the dollar to go up a lot later. So with that happening, then obviously the gold will come down further. So this is just only a temporary pullback in my perspective. Okay, all right. Okay, so that is gold and silver. So let's look at gold now today. Now for today, for trading, remember trading is different thing than long term. Now the opening price of gold today is between the two pivot and the KSI is red in color. So by right, if the gold goes up, right, it should be able to touch 1738 level. That is the gold KCB level. Okay, let's go KCB. Now if gold is to pull back, then of course gold may come down to test 1723 for today. All right, I repeat, now at the moment now gold is still going to go up because the dollar is weak, so-called at the moment. All right, but once the dollar strengthen, which I expect it to be, I suspect that gold price will bring me back down to the 1723 level. Okay, all right, that is what I'm seeing for gold. Okay, so traders just take note of that. Okay, take note of that. Okay, so that is gold trading for now. Like I say, this is how I see for gold. Okay, because if you look carefully for gold, I just want to just show you on the, I will share more later on the Super Tuesday, just to show for people can't make it right. Can you see something here yourself? All right. So by right, if this is continue, then this is where the trend is actually doing. So that is the reason why you can see that I'm not that comfortable to go too much long in gold at the moment. All right. So maybe if the market can break past this point here, and then this will basically change the entire trend, then maybe gold will go up like this. Okay. But if the gold doesn't really do that, then if we continue the trend down, then of course the gold can go down to a new low altogether. And that is where the 1659 is where, again, I'll be watching gold very, very closely there. Okay, so this is the two side of the track where I believe that either gold must, change a trend to be a good buy. If not, it's right. 1659 will still be a level for me to watch out for gold. Okay. All right. So that is gold. We'll talk more later on Super Tuesday. Okay. All right. So that's gold for all of us. Okay, so Bitcoin, why? Well, Bitcoin yesterday, we have pretty interesting trades. We have 2 wins out of 3 trades, okay? First one was a very good win on the bottom, all the way Bitcoin from 57 went all the way to 59,000. Then after that, on the top here itself, we got caught. Market came down, okay, got stop out, it's fine. Then the second trade, we just make a minimum from there. But overall, that is how the Bitcoin market went up, okay? So let's look at Bitcoin in perspective. Okay, now Bitcoin for today, you can see right here now on the day chart. Well, Bitcoin today opening price is actually above the pivot 1. So logically, Bitcoin should be heading higher, right? By right. But the KSI, you can see, is actually red in color. So this is going to bring a dampener in the Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin later on break below 58,651, there might be some selling in Bitcoin later. Okay, I'm going to say this up front. If the market goes below 58,651, Bitcoin may trade lower later. Okay, so that is something that I want to inform you. But of course, at the moment now, there is no bearishness in the market, so still pretty bullish. So even if pull back now, traders, you want to get some bite from it, go to the 5-minute chart, you can actually trade the Bitcoin. Okay, so that is Bitcoin for the day chart. How about Ethereum? Now for Ethereum, it's also the same thing. Ethereum, the opening price is between 2 pivots, so logically, it should be able to test pivot 1 or pivot 2, but the KSI is actually red in color. I repeat, red in color. That's why it should come down to the pivot 2 level, which actually this morning has already triggered. Sorry. You can see that this morning, the market actually has already triggered the pivot 2 this morning. Purposely taps the 2084 and then rebounded. All right, let me show you the 5-minute chart, be clearer for you. You can see this, very nice. The Bitcoin or the Ethereum was basically trading sideways. Then after that, it went down, and the moment it hit the pivot 2, beautifully, it stops there. And then after that, you can see the KCX also came in, That's why you buy your Ethereum, your stop loss place it here, and after a while later, Ethereum goes up. That's why if you combine pivots and the rules that we teach you in a full workshop, a full program, and you combine with KCX, wow, it'll be fantastic. That's why that is how you can do this. So traders who are actually still on workshop level, don't worry. If you think that this sharing is excellent and you want to be part of this, then this is whereby you need to learn to get the pivots to let your trading even better for cryptocurrency. Okay. So this is very, very important sharing session right now on Ethereum. All right, cool. Okay, so that is the Ethereum and Bitcoin. So we have almost come to the end of the part one of today's MAO. All right, part one means that, right, I've finished and covered the global market news. I've also covered the conventional charting and also covered the TWB system. Now the second part is whereby we will go into alternate market views, that is more to the bearish side of the market, because I still believe that the market is overbought at the moment, not overvalued until the madness is taken out. So this part itself, right, may not be too good or may not be positive, and hence therefore some people may not like it. So you can actually now consider exit right now. Okay, I'll give you 10 seconds to exit before I resume the session. Okay. Okay, right, 10 seconds is up. So if you're still around, I don't know why you're staying around, but if you are, let's continue, right? Okay, now the thing is this, the main reason why the market is still going up itself is because of the buybacks. Because Federal Reserve allow that, Yellen allows that. So obviously it's all right. You can see the buyback is now again at all-time high level, and look at it. The buybacks are the one that's pushing the market. This is really absurd, but this is nothing can change. Because this is the culture in America. They allow this to happen, then of course, well, nothing wrong. But if you look carefully, although the buyback is at the highest level, right? I want you to just notice this, my friends, is that the new high and new low ratio is not following through. Now, let me explain this to you. The market now is at all-time high, right? So by right and definition, stocks should be also at all-time high, at least for most of them, if not all of them. But the problem is now, if you compare the latest new high and the new low, you can see that the data shows that there's a very deep, okay, very big dip. So that means that, right, the new highs are not climbing. So then how the market create new all-time high, right? It's because they target certain stocks only. They went in and target certain stock and keep on pushing that counter. So this counter keep on pushing the index higher. But in the broad base, there's some profit taking, or they're not that comfortable to buy the rest of them. So that's why you can see the new high-low ratio is actually so much lower as compared. All right, and this is not a very good sign, because when the market is at all-time high level, but yet the new high, new low is depreciating in terms of ratio, this is actually a very foretelling sign to be very careful. Because the last time when we see this result was back in 2008, 2029, whereby this thing repeated back then, where the market was surging, but the macro, the broad-based market was not really going together. And that is whereby people, when this happening itself, it's just basically a congregation of bullishness on a couple of stocks. And if this couple of stocks suddenly drop, the whole thing will just collapse. So of course, I'm not saying the market will collapse, but just gently reminding you guys that there's a reason why I'm showing you this chart here itself. So you just have to take note, okay? I'm not advocating anything. I just want you to be played safe, okay? So guys, a key there, play safe, book profits slowly, okay? All right, so that's why I want you guys to take note of why. That's why I'm going to key some words there itself. Okay, so that's the first one. And the Archegos, all right, Archegos Capital, right? Yesterday we saw Credit Suisse unloaded more of Archegos shares, all right, in more blocks, okay? So what we saw was the Viacom, they dumped more Viacom during the day when the Dow was going up, right? They dumped the Viacom, and after market they dumped further, all right? That was all from UBS, Credit Suisse, sorry. Then they also dumped the Bishop, all right? They dump it down, they dump it towards the end. And they also dumped Farfetch, okay? So what happened is that, right, Credit Suisse is still dumping. So that means that the thing is not really over yet. So by they dumping all this itself, the question is who is keeping them, who is buying them, who's the one holding the baby? That's a question mark here itself. So all I can say is this, maybe, or this is the final batch, and then Credit Suisse will be able to tell you exactly how much it lost this time around. And the question is this, if the one that been holding all the shares, right, with the if the share don't go down, go up, sorry, if the share don't go up, then the next one to hold a share will be also dumping again, then this will become a very incredible spiral downwards. That's why I say this one you must watch, okay? You must watch, huh? And of course, now you can see the federal implied rate high. This is the more updated one. Shows you that the previously I say 0.5 is the target mark. Now it already crossed 0.57, and the market is still. I mean, they know about it existent, but it just don't care because everybody now is just head in the mud regarding about buying and buying and buying. So of course, as I say, the bubble gets given bigger and bigger and bigger. There's no wrong to be part of this bubble. I repeat myself, it's no wrong to be part of this bubble, but it's just that, right, you should be putting yourself in a safe position and say, okay, you know what, I will still long when the rules comes apply, but the condition is the lot size I may reduce. So that is what you should be doing, right? I'm not saying that you short the market right now unless the rules call for it. So this is something very, very important that I want you to understand, okay? All right, so that will be the end of today's MAO. Remember, at 2 p.m. later, we will have our Super Tuesday revision. Today's, we have lesser charting, we have more simulation, because you liked it last week, right? The simulation was very fun. And also we'll cover a lot of questions that I basically collected over the last 3 days about some very interesting stuff that you guys want to know but never get to ask. Okay, so I'll key the question later on and put it on the group chat. If you want to add on more questions, you can also add on. Okay, all right, that will be all for today. Thank you guys for today's MAO. I apologize for the boo-boo on Hong Kong earlier, but I wish you all the best. And of course, if you want to join us in the office later at 2 p.m., contact Susan. I'll see you in the office. This is Cal signing off. Bye-bye.